Historically, it's not the first time bombs have dropped around civilians who are trying to live life as normally as possible in a war zone, which brings to mind one of the most famous ever aerial assaults in world history. Seth Kaplan got a rare chance to meet someone who lived through it. He's live with her story. Seth.
Yeah, Dennis, this is 93-year-old Patricia Scully. Not everybody survived the Nazi Blitzkrieg, the bombing of Britain during World War II, but she did.
I mean, we're talking to someone who was born before World War II, who remembers the sound of Luftwaffe bombers dropping bombs on them.
Patricia Scully speaking at the VFW in Columbia, Lancaster County.
We got the Blitz.
The Blitz, she said, the Nazi Blitzkrieg.
I was 7 years old when England declared war on Germany.
And as you could probably tell from her accent, Patricia lived in England. Later, she would meet John, a U.S. Marine, marry him, and move to the U.S. But back when Patricia was a girl, the first bombs fell in London. She lived in Manchester.
And maybe about 6 weeks to 2 months later, we got bombed. But it was too late then for us to go any place, so we stuck it out. The first night the sirens went, we were up in our own beds, and I was absolutely petrified. And I clung on to my mother. But then afterwards, you get used to it. It's a way of life.
Like too many people on all sides of too many modern conflicts.
Oh, it must be dreadful for them. It really must be dreadful. I can't imagine how they're surviving with it. Apart from the thing happening, their own physical, they're thinking about it. It's going to affect their minds forever, what they've gone through.
Although thankfully, not so much for whatever reason in Patricia's case. Her son Mike came from San Antonio, Texas to hear her speak.
Growing up, I haven't heard my mother talk about it repeatedly as if it were something traumatic.
Then again, that's not the only difference between Patricia and a lot of the rest of us.
I mean, she jumps out of airplanes and started when she was 70.
You heard that correctly, or more precisely,
you don't jump out of a plane, you fall out of it.
Skydiving.
The only thing is you come down too soon. I could stay up there for quite a while.
As for the war, she remembers hearing one final siren, which sounded a bit different from all the others.
We found out the next morning it was the last straw clear of the war. Everybody was crying and hugging, and there's so much excitement.
Well, her son Mike Scully told me his late dad, John, a Marine who served in Okinawa, Japan, actually showed a lot more PTSD signs over the years than his mom, who, Dennis and Valerie, has quite a sense of humor.
She looks amazing for 93, too.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27, and we're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the home page, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.